Hello everybody, welcome back to the Chill Gamers Podcast. Today I am joined by Aaron,
Hey everyone.
Faced,
Heyo.
Greg,
Hello.
and Jimmy will be joining us later.
Maybe. Who
It
knows?
always makes it sound like that's the most important person, the person that's going to be late.
I know. Like he has some important business meeting.
Yeah.
And here bringing up the rear eventually.
First in line we have Aaron, followed by the Face, followed by Greg, and bringing up the rear we have Jimmy.
Yeah.
Oh man.
God, if only I'd been born in the 20s and I could have announced horse races.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever looked at the names for horse, like the horses that have won races?
hmm
Some ridiculous stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so obviously the two that I think anybody knows would be Secretariat and Seabiscuit because movies have been made after them.
Right.
But then there's like Affirmed, Spectacular Bids, Smarty Jones, Genuine Risk. Tell me,
As
do you
opposed
want to
to
bet on
Fake Risk.
Genuine Risk? Best Mate, Winning Colors.
Are these Triple Crown winners or are they like Derby winners?
I just looked up names of horse champions.
Oh, okay.
Sounds like somebody wrote out a bunch of descriptions about their midlife crisis at the time.
Foolish Pleasure.
Yep, definitely.
Nice.
One sounds like a Halo map, Thunder Gulch.
Nice.
Yeah.
Burgoo King.
Burgoo.
Burgoo.
Huh.
Burgoo. Burgoo King.
That's weird.
Man, horse names are weird. Now tell me this, why is there no horse racing sim 2020?
That's a great question.
Well, because 2K has the license and they're probably sitting on it.
There probably is, and it's probably a flash game.
Seems to be a game called Final Stretch Horse Racing Sim for PC
Sim
on
horse
Amazon.
racing. Oh. Yeah. Yep.
It's compatible with Windows XP, Windows 98, and Windows 2000, and Windows Me.
Simhorseracing.com.
And the microtransactions are you throwing your money down the drain.
Yep.
Just like real horses.
The price starts at $45.
Oh my god.
Why?
That's such a niche thing, too.
It's not like you're using any skill to make your horse better or anything, right? It's literally just watching horses race.
No, I assumed you were the jockey.
Desktop edition. What other editions do they have?
Mobile, of course.
Oh, okay.
No, that sounds right.
Well, getting off the topic of horses and onto mobile games. Speaking of a mobile game that actually has a good mobile feature, Genshin. Something about Genshin getting a map update?
Yeah. Looks like they're going to expand it in December. Looks like.
Are they actually going to uncover the rest of the map?
I don't know. It'll unveil the mysterious region of Dragon Spine alongside a new event. That's all we know.
I was gonna say you two are the Genshin guys, so you guys would know more than I would. Have you like fully explored the map already?
Oh no, God no.
Pretty much.
No?
What's there?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't. Yeah, I've been splitting my time the last couple of days between Wasteland 3 and Genshin. So
Yeah, I kind of just did a quick little unlock all the waypoints, the major ones throughout the whole map. The game scaled with me, so it really wasn't that bad.
no, it's actually pretty easy to do.
Yeah, but they make it very obvious that there are parts of the map that you have not gone to, and this content hasn't been released yet.
Yeah.
So you knew it had to be coming. I didn't expect that early, but still, I'm excited.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. it's already got a lot of content in it already. So just adding another content area, like adding additional content is just going to give you more to do. And I'm
Right.
guessing it's going to give you more, chances for the whole gotcha thing. It's got going for it. So whatever.
Yeah. But it's more stuff
More
you can do
chances
before you
for
have
them
to
to earn
pay.
money.
That's right.
So, hey, you know what I'm not excited about?
What's that?
Did you guys ever play Game Gear back in the day?
My
How old are
cousin
you?
had one,
20, 30 years?
I never had one.
and I was so
I never
mad
had
that I didn't have one. But then I remembered that I had a Game Boy. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
was
that's
okay.
Far superior.
Yep.
So, Sega is having their 60th anniversary coming up. And to celebrate, they decided to release the Game Gear Micro. I don't know if you guys have heard about this.
I have
Um,
not.
So the terrible, like, you could make one big machine that is like, say, the NES Classic or the PS1 Classic or those other successful machines. What they did was they made 5 systems. There's 5 different colors, and it's got exclusive games to each one. So you need to buy all 5 of them to get everything. Every one of these things is $50 frickin' dollars. So you need to spend $250 to get all 20 or 25 games that they're talking about here. It's disgusting. It's a horrible business model. It's just this little tiny handheld thing. It could literally go on like a keychain. It has like 2 buttons and a D-pad, and that's it.
Can
And like a
barely
power
see the
button.
screen, right?
Yeah.
It's just
Oh,
tiny.
So we're
yeah.
going back to
This-
Tamagotchis? Is that what I'm hearing?
yeah, it's literally that big. The screen is 1.1 inches.
Oh my God.
God.
Yeah, it's literally a Tamagotchi
Oh my goodness.
with
So are
full
they old classic Sega games?
Game Gear games, not Sega games. They already had the mini Sega Classic or whatever, the plug and play system for TVs.
Does it at least have that Sonic game on one of them?
Maybe.
That one
But
Sonic the Hedgehog game?
But even if you try to get the Sonic game, you have to make sure that you're buying the right Game Gear because they're dividing the games between the systems. It is stupid.
Yeah, that's dumb.
Like, who is going to buy this? There's that, and then there's like the Atari VCS it's like $400 for an Atari that you can play on HDMI or 4K. It's ridiculous. I can't believe these companies are doing this.
For a while, I was actually kind of excited for the Atari VCS. Kind of. But then I realized what it was going to be, and I didn't want it. Basically, a very fancy Ouya.
Yeah, that too. Like, apparently the VCS like is of good quality, and you're still way overpaying. But if you had to pay $100 to get it, from what I hear, it'd be worth that.
See, I could see that being popular if it had and I hate to go back to the whole streaming thing, but if it had like apps for Google Stadia, GeForce Now, Xbox, was it Project X Cloud or whatever, if it had all of that on it and like including the Atari games that it's going to have, so at least gives you access to modern games in some fashion.
Right.
I'd be all right with it because it would be a $400 nostalgia trip, but also give you at least some form of way to play modern content instead of
Yeah. And
Atari
they did
games from the
release-
80s.
They did release like more. I know the catalog isn't extensive, but like 3D Pac-Man games or there's more of a catalog there. But I get what you're saying.
Where's my Pac-Man VR?
I'm sure it's there somewhere.
Well, that actually might be kind of cool. Like if you're in like a maze setting and you just see walls
God.
all around you, and you just pick pills up in front of you.
So are you mixing like Pac-Man with Tron at that point?
Yeah, pretty much.
Sounds like that would be amaze balls.
That would be cool.
Huh.
Get yourself a light bike.
I tried to fake laugh at that.
And then you realize it was actually funny.
It was actually funny.
Oh man.
Oh god. Well, speaking of companies kind of disappointing and interesting decisions, I'm sure everyone has seen them at this point. The homescapes and gardenscapes ads where it's the dude in like the the structure or the building, and there's the lava and the water and the gold, and you
Oh
have to pull
yeah,
the pins out. Um,
I hate those.
yeah. So the Advertising Standards Authority, or the ASA, has determined that homescapes and gardenscapes have been banned from those ads as they are misleading, because those two games are actually just Bejeweled Blitz or Candy Crush. That pin pulling thing, that's not the game. It's
Huh.
just Candy Crush. So I don't know where they went off on that. I actually saw someone developed that game. Someone developed that pin pulling game, and it's been wildly successful.
Wow.
um, yeah, so maybe people are going to start cracking down on mobile game ads being complete BS lies. And like, because they're all like that. Every mobile game that's ever advertised is like that. It's you
Yeah.
have some cinematic, and it's just the game is some crappy side scroller or whatever.
Well, that one was particularly bad because it's a completely different game, you know.
Oh yeah, no, that's not even the game. But I know there were quite a few. I think there was a Final Fantasy one a while back that had the same issue.
Mobile ads have at this point historically been super misleading because they're targeting a younger audience. And as far as I mean, I don't want to get into that particular argument, but like, I mean, in some arguments, it can be said it's been deliberately designed that way to trick people into.
Borderline predatory.
Yeah, unfortunately. Why not just make a good game, right?
Well, that's what gets me, is that the people that they made the game based on that pin pulling thing that they've been advertising, that game's doing fairly well because it's interesting. Instead of false advertising, it's like, man, if you could have made the game that you like designed in your cinematic, people might have played that more than your knockoff Candy Crush game
Mm-hmm.
or Bejeweled Blitz, whichever one you want to go for.
I always find myself very surprised at like a lot of YouTubers and people that talk about games, and even the seasoned veterans in that space. You know, they'll watch like a a reveal trailer, like a game everybody's been waiting for, and all it is a cinematic. And once it's over, you'll hear the person say, "Dude, this game looks amazing." And it's like, are you kidding me? That wasn't the game. Like, it's even the people who harp on these companies for not showing gameplay and not showing stuff that's not at all um showing what the game is actually going to be like, and they still get taken in by these cinematics.
Well,
I don't
I
understand it.
I'd like to posit that you're not going to hear your average to above normal tier gaming YouTuber say that. You're going to hear IGN say that or GameSpot say that because they're the ones hosting the online event and they have to
Yeah.
hype up the game.
Well, I don't watch those
So
channels though. Like
they're going to say that gameplay looks incredible when it's a cinematic Assassin's Creed Valhalla trailer. Like nobody who really pays attention is falling for the bullshit.
What's that
Once you get
one?
down,
Someone Ubisoft game that did that. Watch Dogs.
Watch Dogs, yeah.
yeah, oh yeah. Well, that was just the straight up lie about the graphic,
Right.
fidelity and just downgrading it. Something similar happened with Spider-Man on the PS4 too, but it wasn't like to the extent of Watch Dogs. It wasn't such a blatant lie.
Well, I mean, every game does it. Like the Witcher 3 did it. I mean, it's not,
Yeah.
it's not just the bad companies, that put out garbage that do it. It's just about all of them. They all have some kind of CGI cinematic that's not representative of the game. I just don't understand why anybody is interested in seeing that. I would be interested in seeing like a TV series or a movie that was produced that way about the game.
Hey,
But
they did that with The Witcher too.
did no,
Well, Netflix
not
did.
not a CGI.
No, not a CGI.
Yeah.
Well, we are actually joined now by Jimmy. How's it going, man?
Not too bad.
So, what do you think about that? You got any ideas on the whole not as it seems advertising thing?
The thing that I don't understand is when companies release a trailer for a game, such as, let's say, Elden Ring, and then radio silence for what we're going on almost 500 days. Um, where do you get any benefit out of that kind of advertising for your game? I understand the hype train.
Well, I feel like you just answered your own question.
Yes, but
They released a trailer for it and didn't say anything. They're very intentionally not saying anything because
isn't it
people are
negative?
going crazy. No.
Hype.
You're still panting over this thing. You're still head over heels in love with this game that you have no idea what it's about. It's working.
Yep.
Yeah.
You answered your own question, man. That's
They
why.
literally flashed the title for Elder Scrolls 6 and people are still talking
Mhm.
about it.
Yep.
That's it.
Keep that mystery.
Mystery generates hype. Also, games didn't always used to have this roadmap released by developers. It didn't say, this is what this game is about, and we have this, this, and this. Oftentimes, you'd say we have this game coming out in this time, and then the time would show up and the game would release.
It's very hard for a company to actually put out a roadmap for a game because what they're doing is basically committing themselves to locking themselves design wise into that roadmap, that whatever feature list that they're putting out. And if say, I mean, look at a game like Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto was created off of a bug of an engine, and what if that game would have had a roadmap, and it would have meant nothing, including that bug where the police are go crazy chasing you, and Grand Theft Auto never gets made because they had to stay on that roadmap and they had to fix that bug instead of turning the game around entirely to a new experience based on what they found. Um, it's a blessing, but it's a double edged sword because you're making your community happy by releasing information, but also you're locking yourself into a lot less creativity and a lot less wiggle room.
I
Does
prefer what they did with Fallout 4. I mean, it wasn't really like the greatest game ever. I mean, yeah, people were super hyped for it, but like they announced it at that that Bethesda like show or whatever, and then like 3 months later it came out. Like super short like release window from when they announced it to when it was released. They waited till the very end to even say
Seen
anything.
Nintendo the last 6 months.
No
Every
kidding.
game they announce, it's 2 months until it's out, even if it's
Mhm.
like a first party AAA game.
Yep.
Apex Legends, did they even? I don't think they even promoted that at all.
Apex Legends was a day release.
You took the words
they-
right out of my
It
mouth.
was announced
Okay.
on the day. They
Literally,
said,
what
hey, we've got this cool new game based off Titanfall. Enjoy.
yes, that's what I was gonna say. I think like, what if a game trailer was dropped and then literally a day or two later the whole game drops? I mean, I'm all for the hype train, as you said, with like Elden Ring, Elder Scrolls 6, Starbound or whatever, Starfield, whatever that game is. That um,
Star Citizen?
Star Citizen's one, but what's the Bethesda one that they hyped, like Starlink or something like that, or
No idea.
Star?
No, that's
Is
isn't
it,
that Star
s-
Citizen?
s-
It it's
What'd you
the name.
Starbound?
say, Aaron? Starfield?
Starfield. That's it.
Um, I'm all for like announcing that you're making a game, but in the same sense, it's just okay. Now I know that you're actually doing something, but it just the mystery and everything, the hype. I get that, but why not just save all that and just put it out like right as you're releasing? Like I think Apex actually did themselves. What if Apex would have flooded the market with material, I don't know, a year before they decided to release the Apex game? And what if that could have been misconstrued by the media and turned on them in a negative way? They might not have gotten the world record launch that they did get.
Well, a lot of the launch for that was them pouring money into streamers and day one like advertising through YouTubers and all that kind of stuff. There was like a big media blitz.
Yeah, but it's the shock of, okay, here's a game announcement, and then literally tomorrow I get to play it. Oh, I mean,
Mhm.
I don't think what other game has really done that in that way. I don't think there's many, and I think that could be a good launch model.
I think by doing that too, you could avert like a lot of people's expectations. Like I suspect Cyberpunk 2077 is going to disappoint a lot of people, no matter how good it is, just because of people have been waiting for it for so long and heard all this hype over it.
Comes out in
I
about a
just,
month. We'll find out. Well,
yeah,
assuming comes
I
out in
mean,
about a month. We'll find out.
when you hype yourself up too high, nothing can live up to that high standard that
right,
you're putting.
Yeah.
yeah.
Welcome to Fallout 76.
I hope though that there's not an issue with that Black Myth Wukong game because that really looks cool.
Dude, that looks sick.
That's a tech demo. All that
I
is a
know.
tech demo where they're asking for more help to make something in that vein. That is so amazing that that's what it is. They're
Yeah.
saying, "We need help. We have an amazing idea right here. We have amazing designers, but we do not have the capital nor the manpower to make this vision an actual reality." And to put
So
that out is awesome.
so I think they actually brought in press to look at that, and that demo or whatever that we saw was actually the game.
Mhm.
Like
And I
they
wish more games were like that.
Yeah, it wasn't like a tech demo, it was like the actual game.
I really wish more games were open and honest about what the gameplay is that you're going to be getting. Like, okay, Elden Ring. Is this more Dark Souls? Is this more of an open world? I want to see gameplay before I put my money out. I don't want to be spending $60, $70 now on a game and have no idea what the gameplay looks like. I'm
You
going
can't
off of a
even
trailer.
pre-order Elden Ring yet. You're not putting your money anywhere. All
I'm,
all they've said is this is what it's called.
I
It
Okay.
is George R. R. Martin and who makes Dark Souls?
From
from
soft.
software.
FromSoft. It's FromSoft and George R. R. Martin. That's the only information they've released. That's it. They're not asking
I,
for money. They're not saying this. They're not even releasing pre-orders yet.
that was a
And they
bad
don't have to
example.
pre-order.
There are a lot of games though
You
where
don't have to pre-order. You probably shouldn't.
there are a lot of games where you do get very little gameplay before the game actually launches, and you do walk in blind. Do you think that's a healthy practice?
I am perfectly fine walking into a game blind if I'm interested.
I never
Okay.
walk into a game blind, so it doesn't
Yeah.
affect me.
I mean, does anybody else? I go and I read non-spoiler reviews of a game before, especially if it's over $30, $40. I always read I read the critic and then I read the fan review. I don't want to just be buying a game that IGN says is amazing and then it turns around and it sucks. I mean,
I'd rather just watch a
Well,
gameplay video and
yeah,
yeah.
decide
watch
for myself
watch
if it
10
looks
minutes of
fun.
Twitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a bad way to go. I think what you were saying though about if you can get hyped on the day of drop, I think that worked out for Apex though because it's free.
Oh
And
yeah.
since it is a free game, you don't need all that demo, you don't need the research. So doing that day one drop is more viable for them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is hard to
That makes sense.
day one drop a $70 game and expect people to
Yeah.
just jump on the bandwagon.
Yeah.
But when you're expecting Breath of the Wild 2 or Bayonetta 3 or Metroid Prime 4 or, like a Last of Us 2, when you're expecting that, people need to know that those games are on the horizon. That's not a game you can wait that long to announce.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're not going to go there. Something I'm interested in, and actually a few of us in the server have been interested in. I know Greg, you and Perlick have been tearing through. Uh, a different model, Game Pass, where you are essentially renting your game for $5 a month. How are you liking Forza 7?
I'm actually not renting my game. I purchased Forza, and I have been wondering. It's like the only Xbox exclusive, unless I'm wrong. But as far as I know, it's the only Xbox exclusive that had not been on Game Pass, and I just could never understand it. I bought it over a year ago,
That's
and
right.
I've been waiting for. I was so excited to hear it was on Game Pass because I've just been waiting to have people to play with. Because I love racing games, so I'm super excited that it's on Game Pass.
So it's been on PC, just not Game Pass.
Right? Yeah.
Okay.
Because I know we played Horizon, and you were trying to get me into Horizon 7. Or no, sorry, not Horizon 7. Motorsport 7.
7.
Motorsport 7.
Yeah, I like Horizon 4. It's the only Horizon I played. I started playing Forza Motorsport at Forza 5, I think.
See, my racing game was always Gran Turismo.
Yeah, I played a lot of Gran Turismo Sport as well. That's a great game as well.
Yeah, until I got to Horizon. Forza, I played 1 and 2, and then I got a PS4 because I believe 3 and 4 came out on the Xbox One. So I didn't get to play 3, but now I can play 4 on Game Pass. So I love Horizon. Horizon's my favorite racing series.
It's cool. I like Horizon. I like it a lot. But like Purelic has said before, he made the point that it's a game that he plays if he just wants to relax and just drive through the countryside, without a lot of tension. It's more relaxing for him. I like motorsport because of the competitive aspect of it. Like I love racing. I love trying to go as fast as I can, and I like competing with my friends. And so I'm really excited. I'm also excited to see what Motorsport 8 will be all about.
Yeah, I'm with you there. It even reflects on how I play. In Motorsport 7, I turn off all assists. I go full manual shifting. I go first person cockpit view. Because
Yeah,
it's racing. I mean, that it's your track racing. But for Horizon, it's third person. It's automatic shifting, and it's stability assisting and all that. Because I like to just relax and blitz around and drift through corners and just kind of have fun.
Yeah, for me with driving, like I enjoy driving in real life, and I've um I've made sure that, whatever car I have is going to be a manual stick shift because I enjoy driving. I like being in control, you know, and it's just that it's something that I love. And, it's kind of like it's similar to when people say, oh, oh, I like this song. It's something that you would just like put in the background and listen to real low. I'm like, no music that I love is like that for me. For me, if I love a certain piece of music, I want to play it as loud as I possibly can because I think that's the way it was intended to be played, no matter what it is. Even like if like classical music. When you go to a concert hall, and you go to a symphony, they're not playing it real quiet. It's like it's an experience, and that's the way driving is for me. And I want to be in full control. I want to get the most out of it. It's not something that I do passively. But I mean that it is cool. Horizon is cool. I still play in first person cockpit view. I still play in manual and all that, but it doesn't have that same competitive nature to it.
What's that other track racing?
Assetto Corsica.
Yeah, Assetto Corsa.
Yeah.
That one's pretty good too.
Yeah, I've played that one a little bit. I only got that one recently, like last month or a couple months ago.
Isn't that VR enabled?
I'm not sure. I know Project Cars 2 is, and I think like the Sims like iRacing, I think those are also VR. And I have done Project Cars 2 in VR, and it's amazing. It didn't run as smoothly as I would have liked. Like there were there were bugs and hiccups, but once it's working, it's really cool. And that's again, I never had anybody else to play with, nobody else that had that game and would play it, and nobody else that also had a VR headset. But I think that would be amazing to do competitive races in VR.
Yeah, it looks like a set of course you can do through your Oculus or.
Well, that's something I hope they implement in Forza Motorsport 8 as well, and with like ray tracing and all that kind of stuff. So I'm looking forward to it.
I just picture Greg sitting there like I've got nobody who wants to race with me. Wah, wah. Just like pouting and making a face and everything.
In VR, are you using a steering wheel or are you using those like hand controllers?
No, I used to have a wheel. I don't have it anymore, but I just use a controller now. It's an Xbox controller.
Yep, that's the way to go, man.
Yeah, that is. Driving games on a keyboard are so difficult.
Yeah.
Hey, if I could, sorry, I'd actually like to discuss another very exciting prospect of a game that just came out today. I don't know if you've heard of this. It's called Jackbox Party Pack 7.
Oh, God.
Never heard of it. What is that?
I am so excited.
I'm excited.
So it's got this one's got Quiplash 3, which anyone who's ever played Jackbox probably knows about Quiplash. Third game's out. That's like a pretty easy go-to favorite. Personally, I'm looking for the game. It's called Talking Points. And the whole point of the game is basically it's like a corporate like PowerPoint presentation. And it'll give you just a random slide with like a random picture and a random like message or slogan. And you basically have to just give an impromptu speech about it and try to make the best speech. You have to, it might not sound as awesome as it does when I say it, but it's definitely worth looking at the trailer.
I'd imagine you'd make like silly presentations and just like funny different like fake products and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's similar to the idea pitching game, isn't it?
The invention one?
Yeah. I don't remember what that one's called. Do you know off the top of your head, Aaron?
Sorry, what was that?
The one where you pitch ideas, you have to draw out your invention and pitch.
Oh, that's Patently Stupid.
Patently Stupid.
Yeah,
that sounds like it'd be similar, sort of like a.
Well,
Mad
hey,
Libs.
listen. Ian said he thought it would be fun. Okay, there's no need to, you know.
That is patently stupid, sir.
Yeah, Greg, I don't think that one stuck as well.
Yeah, I'll do better.
You gotta have more conviction.
Timing was a little off.
I know that Mario Kart Live also comes out tomorrow, so next week I'm sure we'll know all about that.
Mm-hmm. That'd be interesting.
I would say I'm excited, but I'd be lying.
I don't understand that game.
There's a game that I'm actually looking forward to picking up and playing. I think I'm going to be picking up in the next couple of days. Jarek had mentioned about playing a Second Extinction, and I know you guys were looking at another one that's kind of like maybe a predecessor or like a
Orion?
where they got that from. Yeah, I have no idea about that one, but this game looks pretty cool. We're all pretty big into horde modes, and instead of slaying some zombies, I think there's some dinos that need to get wrecked.
Oh man, Orion was at the time when it came out, it was like the worst rated game on Steam, and the guy had like taken it off Steam for a while to update it, and then he re-released it with a big patch, and then used that whole like worst rating on Steam for his marketing, saying they improved it and blah blah blah, and actually turned it into a good game. It's not bad. It's like, I would think Second Extinction is like a much better version of it.
I mean, when you look at the price tags, $25 compared to 69 cents.
Yeah.
I mean,
always on sale.
if I'm gonna spend 69 cents and it's gonna bring me even a night of joy, I feel like I got my money's worth.
Right. And it used to be able to buy 4-packs for like $1. So like you could get like 4 packs for like all your buddies and just go nuts. It's fun. It's just dinosaur nonsense, though.
This is a little ways off topic, but did you guys see? It's a little off topic. Did you guys see Elon Musk is reducing the price of the Model S to $420.69 or $69,420?
Oh god, he would do something like that.
We did mention
Blaze
that.
edition.
We did
Yeah.
mention the other week about his Starlink internet service, and apparently he gave access to an Indian tribe, and the reviews that they're saying are like amazing. Like it blew these guys
Yeah.
away.
I'm legitimately excited for that because that would allow us to eventually do what my wife and I both want. Move out into the country and still have good internet. So
Yeah,
really nice.
friend. Moving out to the country, you lose a lot of that connection.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what right now.
And being an IT professional, internet is kind of important. On
Well, I
top
was
of
actually
video
out in the
games.
country today.
Oh
I
yeah.
was out in the country today, and even my cell service wasn't working great. Anytime I'm out there in Alabama,
I literally
like
live right next door to a power plant, and there's a 5G tower right next to my apartment. And if once we get out of range of that, nothing.
That explains everything.
Yeah,
Okay.
usually when I'm driving, my wife and I know an exact point in the road. We're like, all right, losing service for the next 10 miles.
Exactly.
Wonderful. Yeah, living out in the country sucks because it's either what were they called? I can't remember what they were called, but they were bought out by the state. They became Spectrum. And
Oh,
it's either
Time Warner.
Time Warner Cable. Yep, Time Warner
Yeah.
Cable became Spectrum. And
Mhm.
it's Spectrum or the local company that has one office in the state. And neither one have good connections. We don't have fiber optic. We don't have anything. It's just straight, DSL.
There's if you have a good type of DSL connection, like it's actually a lot better in some cases than cable internet because at least with cable or at least with DSL, you're getting the full bandwidth of your line, and with cable, you're sharing it with the entire neighborhood. So with DSL, you're more likely to get your max speeds going out of your home and back into your home than you are with cable. But I would think that has been improved to some extent. But it's just an interesting thing because I used to have AT&T DSL in my old house, and now I have cable, and it's just night and day. Like I was getting more consistent speeds on DSL in my old house than I do getting 300 to 500 meg down on a cable connection in my new home. So
did any of you guys have to suffer with dial-up internet?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Like get off the internet because I'm gonna make a phone call kind of thing.
I still remember booting up so I could play. Actually, I was talking about this with Perlick earlier, so I could play old school RuneScape on my desktop. And I remember my friend and I would sit around until like 3 a.m. playing RuneScape, doing, selling strength pots on the wilderness line and doing the doing the wildy schemes where you'd hop across back and forth and try and get people killed. And
So my father actually dialed into one of those sports betting places where they'll give you all the tips and tricks of who to bet on. He did it through AOL, and he didn't realize that like it was a dial in by minute. And my dad doesn't really know anything about computers. He didn't know how to turn it off, so he just like let it sit there
Ooh.
until I got home.
Oh no.
And our cell phone bill for that month was like $850. And not our cell phone bill, our phone bill for the month. He couldn't understand why our phone bill was so high because he didn't understand that the internet was using the phone line, and
God.
he's yelling at the people on the phone. That was interesting to sit there and listen to.
Oh,
He got it
remember when minutes
reduced down to like 300, but it's like
Wow. We used to
Back
have
when like your
My-
cell phone plan.
Yeah, my mom used to have, or she worked at a college, and as like an admin assistant or something, and she got a discount on like dial-up internet. So we would get dial-up internet through the college in our town. It was super cheap, but it was also super garbage. So
Anybody remember using AIM for everything?
yes,
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I think
Oh, man.
AIM and actually Yahoo Messenger, I think.
MSN Messenger.
so one thing that I really kind of want to talk about, Aaron, I think you posted this topic. I'm kind of switching gears here a little bit back to games. Is GameStop and Microsoft
Yep.
apparently they have some kind of deal going?
Yes.
What's going on with that? Because that sounds
So-
very interesting to me.
Yeah, I don't know like what's going on behind the scenes with this, but so apparently if you buy an Xbox Series S or X at a GameStop, it could be a used console or a new one. GameStop will actually get a cut of digital sales made on that device. I don't know why. I know that there's like some kind of partnership where like they're going to start using Microsoft technology inside the stores, and GameStop is going to use their cloud infrastructure to make it happen. So you'll see employees walking around with like surfaces and that sort of thing. And I guess the trade-off is, say you buy a digital game on your Xbox that you got from GameStop. GameStop's going to get a cut of the digital profits. And apparently it's also a point that if you buy a physical game at another store that's not GameStop and you buy like say digital DLC for it,
Mhm.
GameStop will still get a cut because it's on a device you bought from GameStop. Apparently they can track that.
What?
Yeah. It's strange. I don't know what's going on there, but
They must be tagging the serial numbers,
probably
tying them to your accounts.
The elephant in the room says, didn't GameStop all but die a few years ago?
No,
They were about to go into bankruptcy.
they sold off a lot of their stores, but they didn't go bankrupt. They were
Okay.
they were very close though.
I know the big GameStop. There's 3 of them around me. One's now a Chinese foods place. Another one's a pizza place. The other one's just straight up closed.
Yeah, no, they
Well-
were really close to closing like bankruptcy completely, but I would imagine this deal will help them out quite a bit, considering you can't really resell
So-
like software.
So what does Microsoft get out of it?
That was going to be my question.
Sorry. You read my mind earlier.
Yeah, we're on the same wavelength tonight.
I imagine they just get more visibility. I would think. I don't know.
Because it seems kind of one-sided. Like, I mean, I understand what GameStop's getting out of it. I don't understand why Microsoft would make the move, though.
Maybe they're gonna give out like deals or something specifically for GameStop. I don't know.
It's a weird story. Fake news.
Hey now. Yeah, no, that's pretty cool. Doesn't what is his name? The guy from Nintendo, doesn't he work for GameStop now? Reggie?
Bowser?
No,
No.
no. Reggie. What is his name? Reggie Fiame? Is that his name? Was that his name? He worked for, or he was the president for Nintendo of America, and then he retired, and now he's like the CEO for GameStop or something.
He had to have
I
done
didn't know
something
that.
right. Yeah, I remember reading that before. He had to have done something right to save them, because when they lost being able to sell all the used games and everything because of stuff like Steam and other things like that, like that really hurt him. It really did.
Oh wow, he's on the board of directors for GameStop and Spin Master.
Spin Master.
Yeah,
That's
nice. I mean that makes sense. That's the kind of stuff he's dealt with for decades now. with Nintendo. So, yeah, no,
I'm trying to remember. It's on the tip of my tongue. What is Spin Master known for?
I think they just make cheap versions of other
Toys?
toys. Yeah,
It's like yo-yos and
air hogs.
air hogs. Okay.
Remember those air hogs?
Oh
Yeah.
my. I've never owned one, but I had a neighbor that had one. I got stuck on his roof. I told him I'd buy him a new one.
Just remember those commercials. Air hogs. Oh man.
I found a VCR tape of the original He-Man movie, and the commercials in that. I was looking through it the other day. Are insane. The the RC cars they used to sell on the TV all the time. The
Mhm.
Toyo or something like that.
Pow, pow, power wheels, pow, pow, power wheels, power wheels. They're power for real.
Uh,
So essentially, if a customer has purchased their Series X or S from any GameStop branch, the retailer will get a share of each digital purchase the user makes, whether it's full game downloads or downloadable content. Yeah, they've got to flag those serial numbers. That has to be it. And each serial number is tied to a GameStop location.
That
Well,
is
that's just
bizarre.
one more reason not to buy from GameStop, I guess.
Well, it doesn't affect the
I-
consumer, does it?
No.
No, I just wouldn't buy it just to spite them because that's just
you know how many times they tried to sell me magazines and that stupid cash card?
Game Informer. Fuck you. Game Informer was great.
I
Oh, I
did
don't.
like Game
No,
Informer.
no,
I
no, no,
had
no. I'm not
Game,
nothing
I
against the
had Game
magazine.
Informer for years. I have
Yeah.
when I finally moved out of my parents' house, I had boxes and boxes of Game Informer magazines from I remember getting one from back in like God of War 1 and
Mm.
I was just God of War at that point, but
Aaron, was there anything in that article that did mention what Microsoft gets out of the whole deal?
Well, they get to GameStop's going to be using their infrastructure, so I'm sure they're making money off of that, and they're putting devices in all of their stores.
I didn't think of that because the
They're
deal kind of
gonna,
seems a little one-sided.
yeah, but I guess they benefit enough from having their
Oh,
technology
I
throughout all
see.
these stores. Like
Okay.
employees are going to carry a Surface with them and escort you around the store. Basically, is
Oh, you're
what they're looking
okay.
at.
You're talking about the Surface devices. I thought you were talking
Yeah.
about the Xbox. I'm
Well,
like, what GameStop
no,
is
no, no,
not going to
no.
carry an Xbox?
Oh no. They're going to use
Okay.
Microsoft tech though to update how their stores work
Hmm,
and their
okay.
cloud infrastructure to communicate from store to store. So
So I'm betting. So the benefit Microsoft gets is the cloud-based business applications.
right.
So they're getting business through Azure, through GameStop. So basically, GameStop is paying for Azure. Microsoft is
Right.
paying for GameStop.
And I know GameStop is trying to make a more digital push, obviously. You know, the
Mhm.
retail stores are closing and everything. So they're trying to expand their online business and they're doing it through Microsoft. So it is a two-way street.
So could GameStop eventually become like a new version of Steam, essentially?
I don't know about that. They've
I
tried it
doubt it.
before. They owned this thing called Direct to Drive a long time ago. They purchased it from another company, and Direct to Drive kind of changed hands multiple times. I think at one point it ended up in IGN's hands, and then it went to GameStop, and then GameStop basically just shut it down because it wasn't. They've tried, I guess, is my point. And the only reason I know that is because I bought a couple of games off Direct to Drive. I think BioShock 1 and Titan Quest or something, I think. That was only because they were on sale and they were direct downloads from Direct to Drive. And this was like before Steam was like huge.
I know it sounds like a lot of doom and gloom for GameStop too, but they still have over 5,000 stores. So,
You know, everybody craps on them, but like nobody ever talks about like one of the few things that they're good for, and that's physical copies of games. And
right,
it's
the
kind of like
trade-in.
right, and not even that. It's just in a way they are preserving a lot of those games of the past and allowing people to pick those up today. especially
Right.
for like the PS3. Like there's so many games on PS3 that you can't get on newer consoles in a physical media. And I think
Right.
there's something to say about physical media versus digital media, and I'm all for digital media and cloud-based gaming and stuff like that. But there's something in my mind, and it sounds super cheesy, but in my mind, there's something special about taking a physical game and popping that disc in your console. I just think that's important to me. I
Yeah.
don't know.
In the retro sense, I get it.
Yeah.
See, I got my start in playing SOCOM, not at a GameStop, but it was called Games Unlimited. It was more like a family mom and pop competitor to GameStop, but that's where they had the Guitar Hero tournaments, the Madden tournaments, the SOCOM clan meetup. There was a little room in the back. Think of it as like your local card games, your local card shop, card game store, and that's what GameStop is when I think about it. To me, like a place where you could go that you could just get together and play games.
Yeah. Hey, I do have a couple more things actually to add. So, they still have 5,000 stores open. And so they're going to be using things like Teams and Microsoft 365. So they're going to, not only will they have the hardware, but they'll have the software suites to go with it. So that's more money that Microsoft could be benefiting from. And apparently they're going to have GameStop exclusive like financing plans for the Series X to get customers in. So you pay nothing up front. The current plan looks like they have a 24-month. You pay for the Xbox over 24 months, and you get Game Pass Ultimate for the same time.
Man.
So apparently, it's called Xbox All Access, which is going to be exclusive to them. So that's another benefit.
I wonder what the
Which,
interest rate on something like that is.
I think they
I
said
don't know.
there's no interest rate on it. I think it's just a flat fee.
Yeah, but it will
Flat.
get customers in there.
Yeah, flat 24-month contract.
24 months, same as cash.
Yeah, right.
Sure. So, yep, it actually sounds a lot more reasonable than you would think.
Yeah. I don't think there's a lot of financially savvy people that will be opposed to that kind of business model, but some people it works, I suppose.
Well, returning to something we've talked about in the past, I just kind of want to give an update on my new favorite. I don't want to call it a crash and burn yet, but crash and burn. Marvel's Avengers over the past week has dropped below 1,000 concurrent players. In the past 48 hours, based on Steam charts, I'm seeing numbers in the low 900s to 800s to 740, 720, 688. 688 lowest I
Did-
see. So for a brand new AAA title from Square Enix, they have a concurrent 688 players Wednesday, October 14th.
Did that big new patch that's supposed to be coming out to fix a lot of the issues hit yet?
Potentially, I don't know, but it doesn't seem like it's a patch issue. It seems like it's a gameplay issue. According to an article on Forbes, it's going the way of Anthem.
1,342 players right now.
Yeah, currently, yes. Yeah, they're jumping between 1,000, 2,000, and I'd say probably 600 to 2,000 people. But it's going the way of Anthem. Of they're trying to fix the bugs in the game, but the bugs in the game aren't even necessarily it. Where it's it's just loot and return and rinse and repeat. But dropping below 1,000 players is going to kill the player base as is, because who's going to jump into a game if it takes you an hour to find a player to match with? And then if they don't play anymore, you're going to have less players to match with. Rinse and repeat. Your matchmaking is going to dwindle to nothing, and it's going to go the way of just.
How did the developers miss this?
It amazes me. I mean, a company like Marvel, and they can't get developers who can make a game that is going to be good.
It's Square Enix, man. I mean, they've got they should have the technology and the minds behind it, which just tells me that this game has got to be absolute shit.
Well, you know, the people who made it are the guys who made Deus Ex, right?
Yeah, I forgot who the developer was.
Oh,
It's like, it
And
reminds
Tomb
me of
Raider,
the
Crystal Dynamics. Yep.
oh, okay. It reminds me of the Lord of the Rings. Not the what was it? Shadow of Mordor. I
yeah.
think that one was pretty good. I've played a little
I
bit
love
of
that
it, and I
game.
haven't played the second one, but the second one got a lot of flack.
But I just don't understand. Like the gameplay from from what I've seen is just literally smash the X button, or literally smash one button. Also, it's just repetitive. Just go here, uh, fight all these bad guys, wait till they're done coming at you, and then just rinse and repeat. Different background, same thing. How do you not realize that is a gameplay flaw when you're making the game?
Do you think they were aiming it towards a younger audience? Like with the Marvels game, I mean, maybe they were trying to appeal to a younger audience and it just made it simple.
Yeah. We've talked
I
about
don't.
it a lot. The only thing I would say, to be fair, is that this was PC only, and console has a much more lively market.
Yep.
If they do crossplay, they could fix it all.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I just hope they don't wait too long and kill their entire PC market.
Yeah.
But speaking of games that people aren't playing, what are you guys playing this week? Aaron, what you got?
I'm currently trying to get back into Final Fantasy X and finish that out.
Nice.
The remastered version on the Switch, that is, anyway.
Yep.
So good.
Yeah. Probably not getting back into Smash anytime soon because their new update with the Minecraft characters had a ton of issues. They actually had to cancel a European tournament because of it.
Oh, wow.
And apparently there is an issue where characters will fall through the ground if there's a certain action that it's like a hitbox issue with the blocks that they can build. If they hit the blocks a certain way, it'll send a character through the bottom of the stage, and it's bad enough to cancel a tournament over it. So
Yeah, that's a big whoops.
yeah, that's all I've got.
Yeah, canceling a tournament cannot be cheap. Defaced, what you been up to, man?
Well, I am currently going through Wasteland 3. It's been very, very interesting. Very clear to me that Wasteland absolutely was what Fallout spawned from. So it's pretty fun. I like it.
Nice. Yeah, Jimmy, what you got?
Two things. First and foremost, we had a hell of a night playing Xonotic the other night.
Oh, yeah.
That was really fun, and it was something completely different because I haven't played an arena shooter with that much chaos in a long time. The other thing I'm actually playing is with my daughter on the PS4. I hooked it back up and everything, and we're looking to start playing the Lego Jurassic Park game.
Nice.
So she
Nice.
loves dinosaurs, so let's do it.
Yeah, that'll be a good time.
Yeah.
What about you, Greg?
Forza, of course.
Yep.
I love that game. Also played some Shadow Warrior 2 with Defaced.
Yes.
That's one of my favorite games, and I only learned a couple nights ago that it had co-op, and I feel like a dummy. But
As
yeah,
you should.
super hyped for Shadow Warrior 3.
Oh, yes.
What are you playing, Ian?
Dude, this past week I've been on my PC for maybe a cumulative 5 hours. A little bit of Forza. I'm looking to get back into No Man's Sky with their big Origins update. Or was it called Origins? I think it's called Origins.
Yeah, Origins.
Yeah, their newest update. Looks really cool. But, man, I got nothing. A little bit of Forza. It's getting to be that time. Our final wrap up. All right, everybody. This has been the Chill Gamers podcast. Thanks for stopping by. We are uploading to Stitcher and Spotify. We are making our way to Apple at some point. Give us a like, give us a review. You can find us on Discord at Chill Gamers, YouTube, The Chill Gamer Show, Stitcher, and Spotify. Also, just Chill Gamers Podcast. Look forward to seeing anybody. And that's a goodbye.
Bye.
Peace.
Good night, everybody, and good gaming.